AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's A-M-P, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
Welcome to the Prestige Physicians Show. Prestige Physicians is a full-time service internal medicine practice in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with a special focus on bariatric and aesthetic medicine. Led by experienced internists Kira Fenton DO and Christina Savu DO, the team strives to provide conservative, holistic care that targets the mind, body, and spirit for the highest quality of life. The entire team is dedicated to providing exceptional care, which is why Doctors Fenton and Savu take the time to educate and train fellow internists. They are both involved in teaching internal medicine residents at Broward Health Medical Center. For comprehensive care with experienced, compassionate physicians, call the experts at Prestige Physicians or book an appointment online. Call us at 954-771-0611. Now, let's see what the doctors have to say.
Good evening. This is Ivy Deal, and I'm here this evening. I'm so excited to be here with this amazing team of physicians. We have Dr. Kira Fenton, and we also have Dr. Christina Savu from Prestige Physicians. I am so happy to have you both. You are an incredible team. I was talking to you earlier, and I'm already so impressed. I wanted to ask you, start right off the bat, I was curious, when was the grand opening of this amazing facility that you have that's both internal medicine with a twist and aesthetics?
So I'm Dr. Kira Fenton, and thank you for having me first off. I'm very excited to be here. It's my first time on the radio, so this is a new adventure for us. Our grand opening was at the end of September. We bought a building in downtown East Fort Lauderdale, right by Las Olas, and we gutted it and fully renovated it, and the building is beautiful, and we did celebrate that opening, like I said, at the end of September.
Oh, that sounds so beautiful and exciting. I wanted to find out, how long have you been practicing medicine, either of you, both of you combined, either way?
Good evening. My name is Dr. Christina Savu. Again, thank you for having me. We have been practicing medicine for the last 10 years. We are both trained in South Florida. We went to medical school together. We both graduated from Nova Southeastern University, College of Osteopathic Medicine, and afterwards we both trained in internal medicine at the Broward General Medical Hospital at that time, and now it's Broward Health Medical Center. We both have been practicing for the last 10 years.
And we are both board certified in internal medicine, and I am also board certified in bariatric medicine, which specializes in weight loss.
So that seems very unusual to both have an internal medicine practice and have aesthetics to offer. You don't see that very often, and that's something that is unusual. So would you say that that's something that makes you stand out, that you have that, as opposed to just an internal medicine practice, that you have this aspect to it?
So yeah, we were practicing internal medicine for about 10 years, outpatient. We also do inpatient medicine. So if our patients do end up in the hospital, we will take care of them there, both at Broward Health, like Dr. Savu said, and at Holy Cross. It was recently that we decided to add the aesthetics component to our practice, which we both are very excited about. It gives us a whole other opportunity to interact with our patients and give them what they want. We like taking care of their medical problems, but people also like to feel good and look good, and we're happy to offer that service.
Absolutely. It sounds like something so fantastic because they trust you as a medical doctor, and then, of course, if they need a more aesthetic procedure or something in that realm, they have that trust already, So that seems it would go hand in hand. That's wonderful.
It was after talking to our patients, a lot of times we've seen that there was a need. And of course, whenever we feel there is a need in our patient population, we strive to help them with whatever their medical needs are. And sometimes, especially these days, we live in these days of Zoom calls, and a lot of our patients, felt the need for having more advanced procedures. And even more important, people are trying to stay away from very invasive procedures, because the downtime and everything. So that's how we started a lot on this adventure.
Well, speaking of procedures, can you specify what procedures you offer in the aesthetic realm?
So, our office, again, is a focus of internal medicine. Outside of our internal medicine practice, we offer B12 shots, which help provide you with energy for our patients who have been complaining of a lot of fatigue. We also offer IV fluid and vitamin treatments for multiple of reasons. I offer botulism injections with both Botox and Xeomin. Xeomin is also a botulism product. It's just stripped of all of its additives. So it's called the naked Botox. It's used for the same reasons, for fine lines and wrinkles. And then we offer 3 non-surgical cosmetic procedures. One is warm sculpting called Sculpture. One is Potenza, which is a microneedling and radio frequency. And one is called Tempture, which is just radio frequency. And I would like to take a minute to go into detail about each of those machines. Okay, so Sculpture is used, it's a 1060 laser FDA approved machine that is used to take away unwanted fat cells permanently. It's about a 25-minute procedure with little to absolutely no downtime. There's no cutting, therefore there's no chance for infection or anesthesia complications. Areas that you can treat are anywhere where anyone has unwanted fat. You can treat the abdomen, which is our most common. People are always asking for their abdomen. Our female patients like to treat under their arms, their flank area, and their bra line. And then a lot of patients are asking for their inner and outer thighs. This particular machine made by Cynosure is advanced in its technology because it applies coolant to the top layer of your skin. So you'll never have any burning or skin irritation because the heat penetrates underneath the skin layer to the fat cells, and that's where the energy is supplied for that 20 to 25 minutes. It will heat the fat cells, melt the fat cells, so then your body can naturally remove that fat permanently. And like I said, there's zero downtime for that. Then our next machine that we offer for cosmetics is called Tempture. Tempture is a monopolar 4 megahertz radio frequency treatment. And what that basically means is it's a higher energy of treatment at a lower temperature. And the monopolar means that it's able to penetrate deep into the tissue layers. And the reason why you want to penetrate deep into the tissue layers is because in those layers of the skin that's outside of the surface is where your elastin and collagen are formed. And we want to stimulate our own elastin and collagen to help with the reasons why anyone would want this treatment, which is to get rid of the fine lines, the wrinkles, to help with skin tightening. This machine is also excellent because it treats cellulite. So a lot of our female patients mostly would like to get their thighs treated for cellulite, and we've been having amazing outcomes with that. This also has zero downtime. Patients are treated in anywhere from 40 to 60 minutes, depending on how big the area of treatment is. They get up, they feel good, and they walk out. It's also called the red carpet treatment because you actually look amazing 5 minutes after the treatment. People will come, get the treatment, and then go straight to a party or an event that they have that evening, again, because there's no downtime, no cutting, no healing. Anything else with that one?
It actually feels amazing when you have the treatment done.
The areas to
So-
treat are anywhere on the face.
Yes.
You can also treat the abdomen for skin tightening. So mothers who've had babies in pregnancies have a lot of laxity in their skin and their abdomen. So this is a good treatment to help tighten up that skin again. We also use it in combination with the first therapy that I just spoke about, the sculpture with the fat reduction, because it's a good way to tighten the skin after you reduce the fat in that area. So the combination, it works wonders. Our next procedure is Potenza, which is personally my absolute favorite. The outcomes are amazing. I've done it myself. Dr. Savu has done it also, and we have people in our audience who have also done it. Potenza is fully customizable to the patient. It could use monopolar or bipolar, and it's a 1 to 2 megahertz energy level, which basically means it's a little bit of less energy but higher temperature. And the reason why it's different than the Temperature, which is a higher energy, is because it also uses microneedling. So you get the micro injury and the heat, which allows your body to heal from 2 different mechanisms. The micro injury is from the micro needling, and then the radio frequency goes through the needle to supply that energy and the heat to the deeper dermis, again where the collagen and elastin is, so you can start rebuilding your own collagen and elastin. Now, a lot of people don't even know what collagen and elastin are, so I'll just take a few seconds to tell you. Collagen and elastin are proteins that are naturally made in your body. The collagen helps with the strength of your skin, and the elastin helps with the bounce back, so it gives you that youthful look. As we age and with time and with certain lifestyle of people who exercise more, or people who are in the sun more, or are smokers, or people who drink a lot of alcohol, tend to burn or break down their collagen and elastin faster. So we want to be able to stimulate and help rebuild your collagen and elastin, which both the Temperature and the sculpture do. The Potenza, both the Potenza and the Temperature do. The Potenza, it has a little bit of, could possibly have a little bit of more downtime just because of the microneedling, but most of our patients do really well with it. The areas that you could treat this are, again, anywhere on the face, the neckline, and as we age, women tend to get a lot of sag in their neck. So with the microneedling and the radio frequency, it will help get rid of the sagging of the neck and help tighten it and give you that lift. It's also really good for the chest for the same reason. We also find great results with our acne patients, either whether they have active acne or just acne scars. It helps make the texture of your skin smoother, so our patients get really good results with that. It helps brighten our skin in patients who have any dulling of their skin, which we all get with age or sun damage. And we use it on mostly the abdomen or the upper thighs with patients who have gained and lost a lot of weight, who are left with stretch marks, or after pregnancy. And I think that's all the areas that we treat, unless I missed something, Dr. Savu.
No, that's all the areas what we treat. But what's very important, a lot of times excellent results we obtain by combining the Potenza with the Temperature.
Yeah.
Your practice is certainly state-of-the-art. From everything that I'm hearing, it really stands out. And as a mother myself years ago, I wish I had had something like this to go to, because I experienced many of those things. So for women that are young moms, I was a mom in my 20s, for instance, are there any age restrictions for patients coming to you that are having children younger or older? Are there any age restrictions at all for these procedures, any or all of them?
No, absolutely not. The only thing, we have to be concerned when somebody's pregnant or if somebody's breastfeeding. At that point, we have to limit these procedures. Of course, like anything else, when you're pregnant or you're breastfeeding, you have to wait until that period, ends, and then you can have those procedures perfectly safe.
Of course.
Of course, it's not fair, but the young always do better. So our young patients need less treatment. We like to set the patient's expectations when they come to our office. The younger you are, the more collagen and elastin that you already have. As we age, there's no age limit. We did Dr. Savu's mother. How old is she?
My mother is 73. My mother was a long-time smoker, and she she
She's
could
on
not
blood
believe
thinners.
it. She was on blood thinners, which, we were a little bit, she stopped it for a day and she did amazing. She did one treatment of Potenza and she was like, oh my God, when can I reschedule?
And she looks fantastic.
yeah.
So yes, there's no age limit at all. Just set the expectations of the patient. They may need longer treatments. They need a little bit more of an intense treatment or more frequency of their treatments.
With the temperature, we recommend a treatment per decade. If somebody has very deep wrinkles, then it will be very good for them if they will combine the temperature with the Potenza. So you do the Potenza, then you can have in 1 month the temperature. 2 weeks later, you can have another Potenza. But otherwise, we recommend a treatment per decade, and every month, if you want to do only temperature, you can have that. Temperature, like Dr. Fenton said, is the red carpet facial. It's just amazing how your skin will look that night, and then the day before, the next day, it just looks amazing. But then what you're going to see with temperature, it's going to be with time. You won't even realize. But if you do 1, 2, a third treatment, you will find yourself that you look in a mirror and you will have wrinkles that are gone. I've seen this with my face, and I remember after my third treatment, I was looking at something. I'm like, oh my God, I used to have these deep lines right in here. And I was like, they're not there anymore. And my kid used to, point, oh, mommy, look at those. And now he can point at them. So I'm very happy.
That's wonderful. For career women or women that are not career oriented, it doesn't matter. Nobody likes downtime. They're always, it's a dirty word, downtime. We always fear this. So what is the procedure with the least amount of downtime for a busy woman or a busy man, would you say?
We will say all of them. Temperature is definitely no downtime. If anything,
People come on their lunch breaks.
Yes.
Wow.
Schedule your temperature before the best
That's
event that you have.
incredible.
One of our friends that's actually in the audience, when I did her first temperature treatment, in the evening I called her and she's like, oh, I'm going to dinner. I told my husband now he has to take me out because my skin looks so good.
That is incredible.
And then Potenza, Dr. Fenton said that Potenza sometimes, the downtime we're talking minimal, like 1 day, and not even that. Depends how your skin recovers. You might have a little bit of redness, but nothing. It's nothing like a laser treatment. Nothing that's very intense where you have to stay home for a week. And like you said, when we're talking about downtime, it's not only career women. I think every single woman, because even if somebody is just a stay-at-home mom. These days, stay-at-home moms, they drive all over the place. They take the kids from one thing to another. Plus, a lot of children are homeschooled. So nobody has downtime, so to speak. Nobody.
Correct.
We don't have time. I don't think anybody's out there that's going to tell me, oh, my God, I have so much time and I do not know how I'm going to spend my time. Let me just sit down and relax for like 3 weeks so I can recover.
Yeah, and the sculpture, the warm sculpting, the one that gets rid of the fat, there's no downtime. You can go to the
Nothing.
gym right after.
Yeah.
That's really priceless because nobody has enough hours in the day these
Yeah.
days.
Very important with the worm sculpt. I know that, a lot of the women have done cold sculpting. So what's very important to know with the worm sculpting, we do not have the so-called shark bite, which can happen sometimes with the cold sculpting. With the worm sculpt that we're doing, it's a very nice, even fat melting. For lack of better
Can you
words.
elaborate on what a shark bite would be if somebody were to experience that elsewhere?
We're not specialists in cold sculpting. However, sometimes with cold sculpting, because of the type of treatment and how that machine acts, it's like at the end where the machine did not, I guess, act or something. Sometimes they find like almost like a shark bite. There is a depression. So let's say you reduce some fat and then you'll see a depression, and that's not going to happen with the worm sculpt. It's a nice, even. It will never, the way the laser act and everything, it will never just like, oh, you'll see this deep, and then you're going to see a deep depression after,
The good thing about the warm sculpting is that it really does target only fat cells.
Yeah.
Some of the competitors, you get injury to other tissues that surround the fat, other nerves and vessels. Our warm sculpting doesn't do that. It specifically only melts and heats up the fat cells. Like I said, there's a constant coolant, so it protects everything else, and the heat just penetrates the fat cells.
This is really such a gift to women in general because so many women fear childbirth because of the after effects of their bodies. So now that you have all of this at their fingertips, and it's priceless. It really is. I mean, it sounds just you're giving women a new lease on having multiple children because they can get their bodies back. And even though they're exercising, sometimes you need a little bit of help. So would you say that even people that are, into fitness and they're eating right, they still may have a weight issue, or they still may have a slow thyroid or what have you, or different reasons? They come to you and it's a speedier way of losing the weight or feeling better and looking better.
It's especially beneficial for people who are in good shape, because it does not matter how much we're going to work out. Certain areas are areas very difficult. This morning I had a very young lady that's in excellent shape, but she did have a problem a little bit around the abdominal area, and we did the first worm sculpt. She did great, and 3 treatments, she will look amazing.
We also get a lot of men who work out
Yes.
and they want a defined body. So it's not just fat removal for people who are overweight and have excess fat. It's also body contouring. So they want some areas to stand out and be more defined. And now that you said the thing about pregnant women, I did forget to mention that we also offer Vitalia. Vitalia is a way to treat after pregnancy, a vaginal delivery, and also helps with urinary incontinence issues in our female patients.
That is fantastic. I like also how you have this practice catering toward men. So many practices really just, concentrate on women, but what percentage would you say is men versus women? Is it about even? But you offer to both, in other words. You don't just specialize in women's.
No, we definitely I offer it to everybody who walks through my door. I think that if you have a problem that you don't like, we have a way to fix it, whether that's men or female, old or young. Mostly, I would have to say it is mostly female driven.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. That's fantastic. Now, we're in this era of this virus, unfortunately, that we are all exposed to in different ways. We are protecting ourselves as much as possible. What are you doing in your practice now to have these protocols in place?
So as Dr. Fenton mentioned, we have a brand new facility. We do have brand new antimicrobial furniture. We made sure that we purchased all our cleaning supplies, our antimicrobial, and we do disinfect after each patient. Also very important, every single day we do call our patients that we have scheduled, and we ask them if they have any symptoms specific to COVID. So we go symptom by symptom, and we make sure we talk to the patients. If the patients have any issues and they, there is a possibility they might have COVID, we do offer them a telemedicine appointment. Otherwise, we see them the next day. We are not overbooking. We're trying to keep the waiting room minimum. You will never see more than 2 patients in the waiting room. We move the patients very fast into the rooms. And we are always taking the temperatures when the patient comes in, and we are offering a mask if the patient do not have a mask. Everybody's wearing a mask. We are having sanitizers all over, from the front desk to every single room. And we use the sanitizer before each patient. And while we see the patient, before we even touch the patient, we're going to use the sanitizer. We're going to sanitize the stethoscope. We sanitize absolutely everything.
That's very impressive.
And I have to say, we have been doing a good job. No one in our office. We have a lot of medical residents and students who rotate with us, and we have 7 employees. We haven't had any COVID issues since COVID's begun.
And myself and Dr. Fenton have been treating COVID patients since the beginning of the pandemic at the hospital.
Yeah.
That is very, very impressive and so very important. Now, as far as monetarily, do you offer financing for patients that need it for your procedures that can't just pay outright? How does that work?
Go ahead.
So we do have, we do offer a lot of specials throughout the year, whether they're bundled packages or specials on one treatment. And then if patient is unable to come up with the funds for that, we do offer Care Plus.
Care Credit.
I apologize. Care Credit.
And what is that, Care Credit? I haven't heard of that. That sounds...
It's interest-free loaning. So the patient is will take out a loan from Care Credit, and they get 6 months without interest.
That's fantastic. That's important to a lot of people because I think the pressure of having to pay for something, but it's so worth it in the end either way, no matter how you. Because really, what is feeling good about your self-worth? It's invaluable.
Exactly.
It's
The other
infinite.
thing that I've been noticing is that once you make this investment, it incentivizes the patients to start doing everything right, eating right, and start exercising and wearing sunscreen and applying moisturizer and drinking water because they made that initial financial investment.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we have patients that want to do just one treatment, although we tell them, you're not going to have, you need more than one treatment for perfect, for optimal results. But they will just come back right away. Probably within a week, they already call us, oh, I want to book, for a package because they already start seeing a difference. And like you said, you cannot put a price on self-confidence.
No, it seems that you're really giving people a gift of that, and it's they say the body is our temple, but sometimes our temples need renovation.
Right.
Yep.
And,
Yes.
we can't do that ourselves. That's why we need a team like you, intelligent, wonderful, doctors to do something like that. As far as skin, I'm a big believer in skin also, and that is our largest organ, and obviously it's something that we take with us all day. What products do you offer to complement your procedures? Because now that your body looks great, you also want your skin to glow and shine. What do you carry and why, and what do you like in your practice to have?
So we have our own customized skincare product line that we offer to all of our patients, whether they're cosmetic patients or internal medicine patients, because me and Dr. Savu have used them ourselves and we find great benefit. Yeah. We have sunscreen that has vitamin C in it and zinc, and zinc is an important additive to sunscreen because it's the most protective against sun damage. We also offer skin moisturizers, hyaluronic acid, eye serum. We have
a retinol serum. Let's not forget. It's an amazing. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, she loves
it's just
it.
I've tried every single retinol, Retin A formulation. I tried them by prescription. I tried different brands, and I could not tolerate anything. I have oily skin, but for some reason, I always dried out tremendously. So the serum that we have is just absolutely amazing.
That sounds
amazing.
Incredible. And PRP, just quickly, what is PRP?
Dr. Fenton, I'll defer
we
to
don't
you.
have a lot of time, but
Yeah,
I'd love
go
to hear
ahead.
about that.
PRP is platelet-rich plasma, and it's used for many reasons in the medical profession. Orthos use it for joint injections. We use it for cosmetic purposes. So we actually take the patient's own platelets and we spin it down to a high concentration, and then you can inject their own platelets into their own wrinkles or scars to help fill them out. We also offer a product called SOMI, where our MA will draw the patient's blood, we'll spin it down, and we'll get the highly concentrated platelets. And then we take that platelet, we apply it to the patient's face for a facial, and we take the remainder serum and we add it to the formulated cream. And the patient actually takes home a mini refrigerator. It's very fancy. A mini refrigerator and 1 to 3 bottles of the actual cream with the patient's own PRP. So it's very customizable. No one has the same. And the patient applies it to their face twice a day for 1 to 3 months. And what it does is basically help heal any fine lines and wrinkles or skin blemishes. Patients are loving it. I use it every day myself.
That's incredible. Well, it's really one-stop shopping for being beautiful, for feeling your best, and that's priceless, like I said. So, it's been a pleasure to speak to both of you. Dr. Fenton, Dr. Savu, you both are incredible, intelligent women, and every woman should or man should visit to feel better about themselves. It's a pleasure to have you, Prestige Physicians. I am impressed, and I can imagine everyone else is as well. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for
for
having
having
us.
us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Prestige Physician Show. Prestige Physicians is a full-time service internal medicine practice in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with a special focus on bariatric and aesthetic medicine. Led by experienced internists Kira Fenton DO and Christina Savu DO, the team strives to provide conservative, holistic care that targets the mind, body, and spirit for the highest quality of life. The entire team is dedicated to providing exceptional care, which is why Doctors Fenton and Savu take the time to educate and train fellow internists. They are both involved in teaching internal medicine residents at Broward Health Medical Center. For comprehensive care with experienced, compassionate physicians, call the experts at Prestige Physicians or book an appointment online. Call us at 954-771-0611. Now, let's see what the doctors have to say.
Premature birth is the #1 killer of babies, but you can do something today. Help the March of Dimes provide education and